Midfielders in football Part 2. Defensive midfielders, the shield of the team. When you watch a football match, your eyes often follow the goal scorers or the wingers who dribble past defenders. But hidden in the middle of the pitch, there's a player who quietly decides the balance of the game, the defensive midfielder. The role of a defensive midfielder, often called a CDM, central defensive midfielder, is one of the toughest yet least glamorous positions in football. They don't always get the headlines, but ask any top coach, and they'll tell you, without a strong CDM, your team cannot dominate. What is a defensive midfielder? A defensive midfielder plays just in front of the defense. Their job is to act as a shield, preventing opponents from getting too close to the defenders and goalkeeper. But their role is not just about stopping attacks, it's also about starting them. Think of the CDM as a bridge. When the defenders win the ball, they usually pass it to the defensive midfielder, who then distributes it forward to build the attack. Without that bridge, the team can't move smoothly from defense to offense. The art of breaking attacks. The first and most important duty of a CDM is to break down the opponent's play. This means tackling, intercepting, and reading the game. A great defensive midfielder is like a chess master, always thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead. They position themselves to cut passing lanes. They time their tackles perfectly. They make sure the opponents don't get easy shots at goal. Legendary players like Claude Makelele changed the way the world saw defensive midfielders. In fact, the position is sometimes called the Makelele role, because of how brilliantly he performed it. The balance between defense and attack. While defense is their main job, a top-class CDM must also know how to use the ball wisely. After winning possession, they need to make quick, smart passes. Some CDMs play short passes to keep control, while others launch long balls to start counterattacks. Take Sergio Busquets for example. He rarely scores or assists, yet for over a decade at Barcelona, he controlled the pace of the game. His vision, calmness, and passing range made him the perfect pivot. Or consider Casemiro, who combined aggression with intelligence. At Real Madrid, he allowed players like Modric and Kroos to attack freely because they knew Casemiro was always there to cover. Qualities of a great defensive midfielder. 1. Positioning, always in the right place at the right time. 2. Tackling and interceptions, winning the ball cleanly. 3. Stamina and strength, covering large areas of the pitch. 4. Passing ability, moving the ball forward effectively. 5. Game intelligence, reading the opponent's strategy. Without these qualities, a CDM cannot succeed. Evolution of the role. In older football systems, defensive midfielders were seen as destroyers, players who only tackled and passed sideways. But in modern football, their role has expanded. Today's CDMs must also be playmakers. Look at players like Joshua Kimmich or Declan Rice. They not only protect the defense but also contribute creatively, launching attacks, switching play, and sometimes even scoring. Famous CDMs in football history. Claude Makelele defined the role at Real Madrid and Chelsea. Patrick Vieira, a mix of physicality, leadership, and passing. Sergio Busquets, the brain of Barcelona's midfield. Casemiro, aggressive, tough, and reliable for Real Madrid and Brazil. N'Golo Kanté, tireless, humble, and everywhere on the pitch. These players show us that being a CDM is about sacrifice. They often do the dirty work so that their teammates can shine. Why are CDMs so important? Coaches often say, if you win the midfield, you win the game. A strong defensive midfielder gives freedom to creative players. Without them, your team is exposed, vulnerable, and easy to attack. Think of it like this: strikers may win you matches, but defensive midfielders win you tournaments. That's why, in big finals, managers always rely on their CDMs to bring stability and balance. Conclusion: the defensive midfielder might not always score, might not always make the headlines, but they are the silent leaders. They control the tempo, provide security, and form the backbone of any successful team. Next, in Part 3, we'll explore the box-to-box midfielders, the unstoppable runners who do a little bit of everything. But before you go, let me remind you. If you enjoyed this deep dive into defensive midfielders, don't forget to like this video, share it with your football friends, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel, Football Lovers No.1. And yes, press that bell icon so you never miss our future videos. Because football isn't just about goals, it's about the battles fought in the midfield.